To our seminar this morning. So once again, we open into the awareness of awareness. So if you like, you can use that mantra, Ma, to enter the field this morning, Ma. So breathing in, Ma, breathing out, Om, clear light. Breathing in Ma, breathing out Om, clear light. Breathing in Ma from the base of the spine up to the top of the head. Breathing out Om from the top of the head into the lower body. Breathing in Ma from the base of the spine to the top of the head. Breathing out Om from the top of the head into the lower body. And now the breath becomes quieter and quieter. And the mantra becomes less mental. We begin to feel the vibration of it in the body. Ma, Om, Ma, Om. And we extend into the field around us, feeling that vibration. Ma, Om, Ma, Om, filling the room, hearing the vibration of the mantra, Ma, Om. And we also extend to the person to the right, the person to the left, all hearing that vibration, Ma, Om, across the room. We extend also to the people on the internet this morning, as they extend here. And taking that vibration into the top of the head right now, down through the forehead, through the face, through the throat, down into the heart, down into the belly, into the lower body. Down into the legs, into the feet, into the arms, into the hands. And we amplify that vibration from the back of the head, Ma, into the forehead, Om, clear light. From the back of the head, Ma, into the heart, Om, clear light. From the back of the head, into the belly, Ma, Om, clear light. And settling into the heart. We relax even more into the light. And once again, we extend to each other, to all the people walking in, as they extend to us. We extend also to the generational field, that field of the ancestors, the family, the friends, great yogis we've known in our life. And we extend to all our traditions of which we participate in. And to the great archetypes of all the traditions. So particularly this morning, we extend to the Divine Mother as Kali. And this morning I'm going to talk about Ramakrishna, who was a great devotee of Kali. So as we invoke these archetypes, like Kali, do we actually experience them? Some people experience more energy and light when they invoke archetypes. Others may actually see or communicate with the archetypal presence. Still others don't want any part of archetypes. They prefer to invoke the field and leave the archetypes out of it. And Ramakrishna, who was a 19th century Hindu saint, and his mentor, Todapuri, confronted this question of archetypes, each in his own way. And Ramakrishna was totally dedicated to the goddess Kali. He worshipped her completely. He was a priest in a Kali temple, and so all day long he performed ceremonies honoring Kali. And one day he was visited by a monk named Todapuri. And Todapuri told Ramakrishna that his next step in his spiritual development was to let Kali go and move into the final stage of samadhi, into complete enlightenment. And Ramakrishna felt tormented by the thought of leaving Kali. The monk urged him to go to the highest samadhi state. So finally, Ramakrishna took the sword of discrimination and cut the image of Kali out of his mind, moving into the highest samadhi, complete oneness with the divine. And after Ramakrishna achieved this state of oneness, he understood that all religions led their believers to the same goal, into oneness. Many years passed, and during that time Todapuri, the monk who had helped Ramakrishna merge into the highest samadhi state, was having his own drama. He had always rejected archetypes like the Divine Mother. He was fixed on a formless God. And then one day he became very ill with dysentery and stayed sick for some time. And unable to endure the illness anymore, he resolved to throw himself into the Ganges. He walked down to the river, but he could not drown himself. A force greater than his own forced him to return to the shore. Suddenly a dazzling light enveloped him, and for the first time he experienced the presence of the Divine Mother. She was described in this way. She was in every object. She was each object. She was the water, she was the land, she was the body, she was the spirit. She was pain, she was knowledge. She was life, she was death. She was every being that could be seen, heard, or imagined. So Todapuri came into appreciation of this archetypal form. And so we can see over and over again the play of the divine, the play of both the form and the formless aspects of the divine. Ramakrishna was such a great teacher because he embraced so many different religions. A few years after entering the highest state of samadhi, he had felt compelled to know Islam. So he asked to be initiated into Islam and began to repeat the name of Allah. He then followed Islam to the highest samadhi, into oneness. 8 years later, he became filled with the light of Christ, the light of Jesus, and followed Christianity to the highest state of enlightenment. As a teacher, Ramakrishna would often tell stories to illustrate a point. Once there was a great teacher who lived in a forest with a number of disciples. One day he taught them that God is in everything. Therefore we should bow our heads in adoration of everything in the universe. So one of the disciples went out to find firewood, and as he was searching for the wood, he heard a shout to scatter. Scatter, scatter, a mad elephant is coming. Immediately all the others fled, but the disciple reasoned, the elephant is God. in one form. Why should I run? And so he stayed and bowed his head to the elephant and began to sing his praises. The elephant driver yelled, "Save yourself, get out of the way." And said the disciple bowed his head. The elephant took the disciple by the trunk and threw him a long distance, leaving the man all bruised and broken up. And when the teacher heard about this, what had taken place, he rushed to help the man. After attending to the man, the teacher said, "Why didn't you move?" And the disciple responded by saying, "You just told us that God is in every living creature. And I saw the elephant as God and wanted to honor him." And the teacher answered, "It is true that God is in all living things. But if he is to manifest in the elephant, he also manifested in the elephant driver who told you to get out of the way." So the moral of the story is, if you see an elephant coming down the road, get out of the way. Ramakrishna was also asked, what should we do if someone insulted us? And he told a story of a dangerous serpent and a holy man. Ramakrishna practiced nonviolence. In the village there lived a very dangerous serpent who would raise his hooded head and bite people. And all the children were terrified of the snake. So one day a sadhu, a holy man, came down the road, and the children told him not to go into the field because of the snake. The holy man said he was not afraid of the snake. And as he entered the field, the snake raised his hooded head and advanced toward the holy man. And the holy man murmured a mantra, and the snake fell powerless to the ground. The holy man then began to question the snake. He asked, "Why do you do evil to the villagers?" And the snake said he couldn't help himself. And the holy man said to the snake that he would give him a sacred word that would help the snake love God, and that the word would stop him from doing evil, but only if he repeated the sacred word. So the snake agreed, and as time passed, the snake stopped scaring the children and the villagers. The children now started to bully the snake. They would throw stones at it, and one day a boy picked up the snake by the tail and smashed it on a rock. The snake was badly injured and hid out for a while. About the same time, the holy man returned and found the snake all beaten up. On hearing the snake's story about how the child had abused him, the holy man said, "What madness! You must be an idiot not to stop your enemies from mistreating you. I told you not to bite the children, but why didn't you hiss at them and frighten those who wanted to kill you?" And then Ramakrishna looked at his disciples with a twinkle in his eyes and said to raise your hood, but don't bite. So don't end up the victim or the victimizer. So as a teacher of many, he would always poke fun at people who were stuck on the one or the other forms of God. On one occasion, Ramakrishna took delight in teasing and accusing the Brahmin Keshab of idolatry. Ramakrishna heard Keshab in prayer one day, enumerating all the perfections of the Lord, and said to him, "Why do you give all these statistics? Does a son say to his father, 'Oh, Father, you possess so many houses, so many gardens, so many horses'? It's natural for a father to put his resources at the disposal of his son. If you think of him and his gifts as something extraordinary, you can never be intimate with him. You can never draw near to him. Think of him as your dearest, and then he will reveal himself to you. And don't go into ecstasy over these attributes. You become an idolater." And Keshab protested. He said he hated idolatry, and he worshipped a formless God. Ramakrishna replied, God is with form and without form. Images and other symbols are just as valid as your attributes. These attributes are not different from idolatry, but merely hard, petrified forms of it. And again, you may wish to be strict and partial. For myself, I have a burning desire to worship the Lord in as many ways as I can. Nevertheless, my heart and desire has never been satiated. I long to worship with offerings of flowers and fruit, to repeat his name in solitude, to meditate on him, to sing his praises, and to dance in the joy of the Lord. Those who believe that God is without form attain him just as well as those who believe he has form. The only two essentials are faith and surrender. And Ramakrishna was also fond of saying, God has made different religions to suit different aspirations, times, and countries. All doctrines are only so many paths, but a path is by no means God himself. Indeed, you can reach God if one follows any of the paths with wholehearted devotion. One may eat a cake with icing either straight or sideways. It will taste sweet either way. As one can ascend to the top of a house by means of a ladder, bamboo staircase, or a rope, so diverse are the ways and means to approach God. And every religion in the world shows us one of these. God is on the roof. It is a matter of climbing up to him. Some use a ladder, others a rope. Still others make their way in their own fashion. What is essential is to reach the roof. Every religion includes errors. Every man thinks his watch tells the correct time. It is sufficient to be ardent in one's love for God. It is enough to love him and to feel oneself drawn to him. Do you know that God is our inner guide? So once again, we'll focus on that God that dwells within you, as you. And as we've been cultivating awareness for some time, we'll do the practice where we focus on family and friends that might be having some difficulty. And particularly this morning, we'll focus on Mimi and her family. Her father passed this week, and she's up in Syracuse making the funeral arrangements. And we'll also focus throughout the world for the safety of all people. And we have one more chant this morning. This one is to Shiva, the counterpart of Shakti. ಭಜಿಸಲು ಮನವೇ ಕಾಣುವ ಶಿವನನು ಎಲ್ಲೆಡೆಗೆ.
ಶಿವ ಶಿವ ಭಜಿಸಲು ಮನವೇ ಕಾಣುವ ಶಿವನನು ಎಲ್ಲೆಡೆಗೆ.
ಶಿವ ಶಿವ ಭಜಿಸಲು ಮನವೇ ಕಾಣುವ ಶಿವನನು ಎಲ್ಲೆಡೆಗೆ.
ಶಿವ ಶಿವ ಭಜಿಸಲು ಮನವೇ ಕಾಣುವ ಶಿವನನು ಎಲ್ಲೆಡೆಗೆ.
Shiva Fantastic. So we'll rub our hands together until they're hot, sealing at the heart, the head, the belly, yawning a little, coming back. So thank you all for joining us this morning. I think we have an announcement. Do we? No? Okay. All right. We don't. So if you'd like to stay and meditate a while, we'll put that chant back on. Thank you. And there's some refreshments upstairs.